Nestled in the rugged highlands of northern Laos, lies one of Southeast Asia's most enigmatic archaeological wonders, the Plain of Jars. Scattered across the Xiangkuang Plateau are thousands of massive stone jars, some weighing up to 14 tons, carved from sandstone, limestone, and granite. These ancient relics, dating back over 2,000 years, have puzzled historians, archaeologists, and adventurers alike. Who created them? What purpose did they serve? And could they hold the key to unlocking the secrets of Laos' distant past? The Plain of Jars is a sprawling expanse, with over 90 known sites dotted across the plateau, though many remain shrouded in mystery due to inaccessibility. The jars vary dramatically in size, from modest vessels barely a meter high to towering giants exceeding 10 feet, often found in clusters that range from a few to hundreds. Their design is starkly utilitarian, cylindrical with minimal decoration, yet some are capped with flat stone lids, while others feature rare carvings, such as human figures or animal motifs, hinting at a deeper symbolic meaning. These anomalies suggest that the jars may not all share a single purpose or origin. First brought to international attention by French archaeologist Madeleine Coligny in the 1930s, the jars were initially interpreted as remnants of a vanished Iron Age culture. Coligny's pioneering work revealed human remains, ceramic shards, and bronze tools buried near the jars, leading her to hypothesize they were funerary urns, tied to elaborate burial rites. But her findings only scratched the surface, and modern research has since expanded the scope of possibilities, weaving a tapestry of theories that defy simple explanation. Local folklore offers a colorful counterpoint to scientific inquiry. One popular tale speaks of a race of giants who forged the jars to brew vast quantities of rice wine, celebrating a triumphant war. Another attributes them to King Kun Chung, a legendary figure said to have commissioned the jars to store water or ferment alcohol for his people. These stories, rich with imagination, reflect the jars' enduring hold on the cultural psyche of Xiangkuang's inhabitants, who still regard them with reverence and curiosity. Archaeological evidence, meanwhile, anchors the jars to a more tangible timeline, 500 BCE to 500 CE, the Iron Age of Southeast Asia. The presence of cremated remains, bone fragments, and grave goods like beads and tools at some sites supports the funerary hypothesis. Yet, the absence of such finds in other jars fuels speculation. Could they have served as granaries for a nomadic people, rainwater collectors in a drought-prone region, or even territorial markers along ancient trade routes connecting the Mekong Valley to distant empires? The jars are more than mere artifacts. They are a portal to a civilization lost to history. Their creators left no texts or monumental architecture, making the jars the primary lens through which we view their world. The sheer scale of the endeavor, which includes quarrying, shaping, and transporting multi-ton stones across rugged terrain, points to a society with significant resources, skilled artisans, and a collective vision. Some jars bear tool marks suggesting the use of iron implements, a technological leap that aligns with the period's metallurgical advances. In 2016, a breakthrough discovery at a quarry site near Phu Khun illuminated the jar's production process. Archaeologists unearthed partially carved jars, abandoned mid-work, alongside evidence of a sophisticated supply chain. The raw materials were sourced from multiple locations, some over 20 miles away, implying a network of laborers, and possibly a centralized authority overseeing the effort. This find raises the possibility that the jars were a communal project, perhaps tied to a shared spiritual or social purpose that transcended individual tribes. Recent excavations have uncovered additional clues that deepen the mystery. At Site 1, One of the most accessible and heavily studied locations, researchers found a series of subterranean chambers lined with limestone slabs, containing uncremated skeletons alongside pottery and jewelry. This suggests a dual burial tradition. Some bodies were interred intact, while others were cremated and placed in jars. Such practices echo rituals seen in ancient Vietnam and Thailand, hinting at cultural exchanges across the region. Another intriguing find is the presence of glass beads, some of which chemical analysis traces to South Asia, possibly India. This suggests the jar builders were not isolated, but part of a vast trade network stretching thousands of miles. Could the plain of jars have been a waypoint for merchants carrying goods like spices, metals, and textiles? The jar's strategic placement on elevated ground, offering panoramic views, supports the idea that they served a practical as well as ritualistic role. The quest to understand the jars is fraught with obstacles. The Giang Cuang Plateau was a battleground during the Vietnam War, leaving behind a deadly legacy of unexploded ordnance, UXO. Cluster bombs and landmines still litter the area, rendering many jar sites hazardous and slowing archaeological progress. Organizations like the Mines Advisory Group, MAG, work tirelessly to clear UXO, but the scale of contamination means that only a fraction of the plain, about 7 sites, is safe for visitors and researchers. Beyond human conflict, nature poses its own threats. Monsoon rains erode the jar surfaces, while dense jungle growth obscures undiscovered sites. Historical looting, driven by treasure hunters seeking artifacts, has also damaged the archaeological record. UNESCO's 2019 designation of the Plain of Jars as a World Heritage Site has spurred conservation efforts, but limited funding and the region's remoteness hamper large-scale exploration. Drones and satellite imagery are now being deployed to map hidden clusters, offering hope for future breakthroughs. Do these megalithic jars unlock Laos' ancient mysteries? They certainly illuminate a shadowy chapter of human history, suggesting a people who bridged local traditions with broader Asian influences. Some scholars propose links to the Dong Son culture of Vietnam, known for its bronze drums, or the early Mon Khmer groups that shaped the region's linguistic landscape. Others see the jars as evidence of an independent society, one that flourished in isolation before fading into obscurity. Yet, the jars also pose vexing questions. Why do some sites feature jars with distinct styles, smooth versus rough-hewn, tall versus squat, as if crafted by different hands over centuries? What prompted their abandonment? Did environmental shifts, warfare, or migration play a role? The lack of defensive structures or permanent settlements nearby adds to the enigma, suggesting the plain was a sacred or seasonal gathering place, rather than a lived-in community. The Plain of Jars stands as a testament to human creativity and the allure of the unknown. For intrepid travelers, it's a surreal destination where mist-shrouded hills frame these silent stone sentinels, evoking a sense of timelessness. For scientists, it's a living laboratory, where each discovery reshapes our understanding of Southeast Asia's prehistory. Emerging technologies, ground-penetrating radar to detect buried chambers, isotopic analysis to trace the origins of bones, and 3D modeling to reconstruct the jar's creation, promise to peel back more layers of the mystery. Until then, the jars remain both a challenge and an invitation. They whisper of a world where death, trade, and ritual intertwined, where giants, real or imagined, left their mark on the earth. Whether they brewed wine for celebration, held the ashes of the departed, or stood as silent sentinels over a forgotten realm, the megalithic jars of Laos continue to captivate, urging us to dig deeper into the past they guard so steadfastly. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on ancient mysteries, spirituality, and self-development.